Wonderful. We have different guests, and we're going to let Iris introduce them to you, and we're going to learn a lot tonight. So hang in there.
Okay, we have Barb Bosler and, Barb Bosler Peterson now.
Yeah.
And Beverly Roth, and they're going to be talking about, I forgot what they're here for. What are you talking about?
Project Pioneer.
Oh, the Project Pioneer.
We're relaxed
Okay,
around
I
here.
did not write it underneath your names. I just have your names, so
I had it on the
my
wrong
brain
page,
don't
I'm
go all the
sorry.
way. Good.
Yeah, Project
So
Pioneer.
anyway, they're going to talk about Project Pioneer that's held during the Jurdafet, honoring families. And then we have Greg Ferguson and her father, and they're going to talk about the Audubon Cafe Hotel and their adventure. And we have Ian Fisher, who's a international music, pop music, is that what it is?
Whatever you want it to be.
Whatever we want, okay. Anyway, he kind of goes all over Europe, right?
Mhm.
So we have a lot of information I'm going to give you tonight.
Very
So,
interesting.
all right, Barb and Bev. Okay.
Well, first to introduce, Project Pioneer started back in 1989 with my mom, who felt that we needed something else with Jour de Fête that honored our history. So this is our 30th year of doing this. And this year's families are the Schmidt family, the Misplay family, and the Schmelsleys. And it's really interesting because a lot of times we find, families intermingle. And this year, the Schmidts and the Schmelsleys do have a common ancestor. I'm working on the Schmidt family. Bev is working on the Misplay family, and we have another person, Josh Barr, who's working on the Schmelsley family since he is part of that family.
Oh, okay.
So basically what we do is we put together a book, and I do have a book here of the Dunsies. I just pulled this off of our shelves. It consists of basically a coat of arms, a history, some pictures, ancestor pictures of the families, and then a family tree. And so we put this together for the families.
Each family gets one?
Each family will have, there's been a couple of years where we've combined them because we had too small of families and the families were intermingled, so we just put them all in one book, so we've done that. So, but tonight we're basically wanting to get the word out as to who we're looking for. And especially working on the Schmidt family, I've come up with, right now, I have 4 separate families.
Oh, my.
But there's one of them that has a common ancestor, but I can't get them connected. So basically, we deal with these cards that my mom and my sisters and some friends went to every church in St. Genevieve County and pulled the records, their birth records and the marriage records and death records, and she put these cards, I have 5,000 cards that we go through every year to pull out the different families, and then we start our family tree from there. Now, if a family has a family tree, we love that because then we can go back farther than just what these cards are. And we also do Family Tree Maker and Roots Web and a few others to get the families. So my thing with right now with the Schmidt family, we have several last names that are not Schmidt. It's the females marrying into the Schmidt family. We have Oddies. We go back to 1840s, 1860s, where Marie Ursula Schmidt marries a William Oddie, and through that line, I only have a couple of people. I have where one of the daughters Marianne Oddie marries a George Figge. So if you have George Figge in your line, we'd like to see you. I do have that, some of that coming from one of the descendants of them. This, as a matter of fact, this George Figge happens to be Gerald Trotman's great grandfather.
my
So
goodness.
we're working on that. Other people in the Oddie family would be a Bernard Oddie. These people were out in French Village. So, you know, if anybody in the Oddie family would like to know if they're in the family and they have their history, we'll have this book out at the library. We'll have a book out at the library on probably the 1st of February. Our next meeting is going to be February 9th. It's the second Saturday of every month, starting again in February.
At 10 o'clock.
Is that
in the morning.
SMITH?
SM,
Or is there other spellings?
SCHMIDT,
Oh, Schmidt, okay.
Schmidt.
It's a DT.
And another person is, we do have Naggers in our, Robert Nagger married Norma Oddie, so we've got Naggers in this in this line. There's a lot of people in these lines. Then I have another Schmidt family that married into a Figge family, and I think this is going to be all the Figges that are here in St. Genevieve. It goes back to Johann Franz Figge, and we have people like Anton Figge, who probably was in Zell. So all these people, these Figges that are from Zell are probably going to be in this book. So again, if you think you're part of the family, let me know. Contact me. I'll have a book at the library. Another one this was a total Schmidt family. And then we have the Grasses. We have a Maria Sophie Schmidt marrying a Safar Grass or Xavier Grass, and that comes down a big line. We also have Operly. If we have in it, that's in the Steckley family. We did a Steckley a couple of years back. Well, guess what? You're back in the book because we have a Maria Schmidt, Maria Anna Schmidt marrying a Henry Steckley. So if you were in the Steckley book back a couple of years ago, you're more than likely going to be in this book also. We also have a Foth line in here, and I didn't bring the line for the Schmelsley book, but there is Schmelsley's combined in with this Schmidt family, so.
Oh, my
And the other name was, you had three names?
It's misplay, and I'll let Bev talk about the misplays, because
Okay.
she's the one that's entering those documents.
So anybody out there that's listening this evening, if you are included in any of those families, call Barb Bosler.
Yeah.
Peterson, I keep forgetting.
That's okay.
And where do you want them to contact you?
They can call me at 883-3134,
Or your address?
or they can drop stuff off at 298 South Gabourey, or they can go to the library and drop stuff off. We do have a form that the library has that they can fill out
Okay.
with the
So
family.
it'd be best if
Yeah.
they went to the
And
library.
like I said, our next meeting is the second Saturday of February, which I believe is the 9th. And we're at the library at 10 a.m., so if you want to come by and see if you're in the family, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. And the same will go for the misplaced family.
Yes.
And you can contact Bev, and she'll give you the information when she finishes talking.
Okay. So far, I have two misplay families. We have a Pierre Misplay, who was born in 1748 in Missouri, and he was married to Genevieve Durant, and she was born in New Orleans. And so far, I've only found 3 children, and, you know, there could be more than likely. I haven't found a whole lot out about them yet. Some of the names that the children marry into are Calliot Dodge, Boyer, and Bonet. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But I'd like to get it back to France, but I haven't gotten that. got
And
it
you
back
said
there. So I'm-
17 something? is what-
1748, Pierre Misplay was born in Missouri.
Oh, my goodness.
So if anybody is, and his children were Jean Pierre Misplay, Basile Misplay, and Mary Louise Misplay. So if you're,
And they lived in St. John here?
I
or
think that they did,
in
yes.
the county? Oh.
And this,
So-
the Basile misplay was married to a
To
Beauvais,
Beauvais.
which
Oh.
was the name
Name
last
last
year,
year.
yeah, so.
And then Marie Louise Misplay married a Beckett, and Jean Pierre Misplay married a Chabot, Chabot, probably, or more
Chabot.
pronounced like
We
Cabot.
Yeah.
had someone here last year or so that had a name they said was Chabot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
And then the other Misplay family is pretty well the Misplays from like the Bloomsdale area. And they're compiling information now over the holidays to bring back at the next meeting. But I tried to do a little research. And I've just got them back to Frank Misplay, who was born in Illinois in 1871. So, and that's as far back as I got them. And he married Ludwina Josephine Vinson, Vinson, and their children were Paul Misplay, who married Virginia Straight, Strate, a Mark Misplay, Teresa Misplay, who married Ray Syberg, Andrew Misplay, who married Helen Helfrich, and Lloyd Misplay, who married Catherine. I couldn't figure out the last name, but if you're related to any of these people there in your ancestry, we'd like to see all of you at the meeting.
and just to give you a little rundown of what we do at Jour de Fête is we've been at the County Services Building, and I'm happy to announce we will be in this room right here for Jour de Fête this year.
Oh, that'll be nice.
The city
Yeah.
is allowing us to use the room here for and we're only going to be we've been doing it 2 days, but when you have a lot of people coming in from out of town, they would prefer to leave on Sunday and
Right.
not come back. So we end up with T-shirts and stuff that have to be mailed to people. So we are going to have it just 1 day, and it'll be in this room on Saturday of Jour de Fête. We do give attendance prizes, so I just kind of throw this out. We give to the oldest man and oldest woman that sign our book, that come to the Jour de Fête. We give whoever speaks for the family, we'll give them their book. The person from each family that comes the farthest gets their T-shirt. And so that's another thing that the families do. They decide on a T-shirt design. Most of the time it's a crest, and they can put whatever they want on the T-shirt. We don't regulate, we don't sell, we don't, other than encourage them to have a T-shirt, because it's kind of neat at the opening ceremonies to see the different families there represented. So, and we will have refreshments here after the opening ceremonies. People can come in and visit with their relatives. There'll be displays. Each family will be given a section of a wall here to put up a display of their family's ancestry, maybe their family tree. So we'll have that afterwards, and you'll be able to purchase your book afterwards. We do take advance, orders, but we prefer, we do not give out any books prior to the Jour de Fête. There's probably only one that we do, and that's a lady that lives in Michigan who gets a book every year. So, but it's for our own. If we have 50 orders, we expect 50 people to come in and get the book, and pay for the book. So,
Right.
and we are more than likely, probably, everything works out, we will be going back to Midwest Marketing for our printing. They did such a wonderful job for us last year. So, and then we have the family mass. So if there's a priest, a deacon, anybody in the family that, you know, can be a part of the Mass. We look for servers, we look for basically musicians if they, you know, if they've sang in church before. We want somebody that knows liturgical, you know, stuff. So, you know, we look for that. We ask that the families, you know, take up the offertory at Mass. If there's ecumenical ministers, so we fill the whole Mass with the family. So,
Families, do you combine that Mass with the
The three, yeah.
The
two or
three.
three different
Yeah,
families it
yeah.
is, uh-huh.
yes, so.
So you girls really work hard. We have great volunteers here in St. John.
Yeah, there's,
We get to meet almost all of them.
there's three more people on our committee right now, and Jean Pettis, she's like the vice chairman of this, and she is in charge of the Mass and does other things with us, and Betty Valley-Geck is our person that does all our publicity. And then we got Josh Barr to come and help us with, you know, I think we're going to keep him. And then we do have a lady out in Farmington that's putting stuff in from the old books, because we switched from Family Tree Maker to Legacy a couple of years ago, and everything has to be, you know, brought over into the new system.
Right.
So.
That
Okay.
sounds very, very interesting.
So Bev, you want to give where they can, at library for sure.
Well, they can
And-
drop it off at Barb's house too. or-
Okay.
Yeah, or the library.
Or the library.
I mean-
Okay, probably the library would be best since they have to fill out paper.
Yeah. So,
Or they could pick up the paper and then drop it off at your house.
that's
Yeah.
true, that's true,
And her address is on the paper.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and good, okay, well, she gave her address, but yes, it's good, it's on the paper.
Okay.
Your phone number on that paper, too?
It should be, it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave a message, and I have an answering machine, I have a landline.
Yay.
Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
Thank
having
And
us.
we usually have Mickey and Ellie on for the ball, but we are not having a show, so February the 2nd is the ball.
The King's
Yeah.
Ball, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can contact the the Welcome Center, or get a hold of Mickey Ketting or Ellie Douglas. And where are they selling the tickets at, do you know?
I have
Anybody know?
no idea.
you can get them at the door.
Pardon?
You buy them at the
At
door.
the door also,
Yeah.
and they're $15 and 10 for children. And I don't know why we didn't have them this year. They always contact us, but I guess Mickey's been sick,
Oh, dear.
so that's probably why. So everybody out there, go to the King's Ball. Everybody says it's so much fun,
It is, I love it.
so.
It's, yeah, and everybody come to Jour de Fête and see what these girls have done.
Yeah, this-
Is anybody welcome to come into the hall?
Oh,
here?
yes, yes, yes.
It's-
We have people come every year looking for prior books, you know, looking to see, you know, the different families and, you know, sit around and,
Like, oh, I didn't know they were related.
yes, that's right. And if you're related and you don't come to a meeting and don't bring us your information, we
You're not
can't
gonna
put,
be in the
we're not gonna be in the book. You know, that's a problem, you know,
Right.
people, hey, why aren't I in there? Well, I'm
You
not
gotta
going to your house
participate,
and
yeah.
knock on your door.
Yeah, you
So,
have to participate to be included.
That's right, that's right. And it's just once a month, and even at that, you know, come to one meeting, find out exactly what you need, and then, you know, we do want the families to participate in putting up displays and stuff, so.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot of work for you guys to do.
Well, that's, and if the family doesn't bring a display, then the family doesn't have a display, because we
Oh,
we
okay.
just put the book together. We,
Someone
okay.
might
They don't
bring
put up-
pictures of great grandma and grandpa that someone else doesn't have, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that picture.
Okay,
existed."
so the pictures that you put in the book you don't make a poster out of those then? Huh?
Some of the families do.
Oh, some of
It's
them,
yeah,
okay.
families
some of
do,
them
The
but-
families usually bring us the pictures and then they'll bring and display,
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
they
But we-
display them and then they'll display more sometimes too than what they put in the book.
Yeah, and we ask that they're copies for the
Not
display
originals,
and not
yeah.
originals, because we don't want to take the risk of somebody walking off with your original. You know, when you bring your original to a meeting, Bev will be scanning them into the computer so that you get that original right back.
Okay,
It's
well,
a lot of
thank you.
work.
Thank you.
That is a lot of work, yeah.
It's
Where's the flow?
interesting.
It's fun, yeah.
You have to
It's
look
interesting
genealogy
to-
and
Yeah, it's-
history.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Thank you.
all for letting us come. and
Well,
talk.
we're
Thank
glad
you
to
for
come back
coming.
next year.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, now we're on to Herb and Greg. Let's hear what you guys got going.
What have we got to do with the Audubon? Where'd the building come from? Why is it there and who built it?
Okay, I'll go from the beginning, kind of start off the beginning, and Greg can
Sounds good.
fill in to the newer section. But anyway, the building was started in 1901. And it was built then as it always, from the original hotel rooms upstairs. And back then, at that time, the lower portion was, it was a small restaurant down there, but back in those days, it was kind of like a modern day shopping center. Downstairs, they had like a meat market, cleaners, barber shop. And
All in
it
the
was
building
all
right
in that
there?
building. So
Oh.
it was kind of, like I said, it was kind of like a modern day shopping center. But anyway, it progressed on through, and as I think most everybody locally knows, that the Sexars ran it. There was several from the beginning. The Sexars didn't run it to start, but the Sexar family ran it for several years. And there was actually three brothers that one ran the hotel, one ran the bar, and the other one had the restaurant. So Sexars were very prevalent back in those days of the operation. And it changed hands a few times after Sexars. Louis Nager, this CPA, and he had, I think, 3 partners that headed at that time, and that was in, I don't know when they started, but in 1983, they was running the restaurant, and they asked if I would be the manager for them at the restaurant. So that's how I got into it at that time, and whether I was crazy or not, I don't know, but 3 years later, I bought the building from them. And so then Norma and I operated for several years, and I say Norma and Mary Jo kind of took care of that because I was in Jeff City at that time, so they pretty much had the run of the project. But then after so many years of us operating, we leased it out to Dave and Gertie Fleet. They ran it for about 6 or 8 years. And then the Inmans had it for several years. And then the Inmans ran it up at the time that it was need for major overhaul. The rooms were needing repair and maintenance, and the whole building did, the restaurant. So that's in 2000, I don't know, about 12, we closed it and started renovation, and it took a long time. It took too long to do it, but 4 years. So then we, in that major project, I talked to a couple of my good friends, Jim Ferguson and Greg Ferguson, and they came in as business partners, and so that's kind of where we're at today. We started up, operated it for a couple of years, and then some of you may remember Chalmette Winery operated it for, I think, about a year. So now we got it back, Ferguson's and us, and that's where
Yeah,
we
you
just
had the-
opened just opened the upstairs hotel rooms, and it's really nice, and we got, there used to be 13 rooms up there, we got 7 up there now, we made them bigger and better and nicer.
It's
And,
beautiful.
So anyway, that's where we're kinda at now, and so I'm gonna let Greg tell me what I said wrong.
Oh, no. It's almost everything right, Herbie. The history of the building is just phenomenal. Herb mentioned when they began the project in 1901, and they opened the doors in 1903. Palace Bar was I believe the name of it then, and it is now the Palace Bar once again. So it's kind of broken into sections. We have obviously the restaurant, we have the bar, we have the hotel upstairs, and we have the basement. And there's a lot of history that went into naming each one of those and to kind of bringing that history back. Herb mentioned the hotel. In 07, I believe, if my memory serves me right, was when the hotel opened, and I think you can get a room for about $1.25 back then.
Holy
Maybe
cow.
$1.50.
Oh,
So that's quite a bargain. They went out of business soon after that. So I wonder why. The history, again, it's phenomenal. When we opened the restaurant, I'll jump ahead, then I'll jump back a little bit. But when we opened the restaurant in Bar, it was December 2014. We actually closed the doors January 1, 13. So we were closed for 2 years. Did a lot of remodel, a lot of sweat equity we put into the place. Tore things out, donated a lot of the fixtures and a lot of things to Habitat for Humanity. We wanted to try to salvage as much as we could for people that could use it. We named the bar Fenwick's. Quite a unique story initially. Walter Fenwick was a doctor in town back in 1811. Now, again, the restaurant, the building, everything built and began the process in 01, opened in 03. But 1811 was a big year. 3 things happened. The Great Earthquake, 1811. John Audubon partnered with Ferdinand Rozier in 1811, and he left. He was a partner, and then he came back and then left again. And then Dr. Walter Fenwick, who the bar was initially named when we owned it, when we first opened it again after the remodel, was named after Dr. Fenwick. He was killed in a duel. And so if you go into the bar now, you'll still see the 2 dueling pistols on the mirror behind the bar, and it tells quite a story. 1811, Dr. Fenwick's brother Ezekiel Fenwick, and my story is based on what Bob Mueller had told me, that he was, I think he was quite the character in town. And he was denounced by an attorney, James Crittenden, and I think he cheated in cards. There were a lot of things going on, I think, back then. Cheated in cards. Anyway, Ezekiel Fenwick decided to challenge him to a duel. He sent his brother, Walter, Dr. Fenwick, the only doctor in town, sent him to deliver the challenge, and Dr. Fenwick handed the challenge to James Crittenden, the attorney, and Crittenden said, "I'm not going to fight your brother. He's not a gentleman. It's beneath me to fight someone that's not a gentleman." So Walter Fenwick said, "Well, then you will fight me." So they dueled. Dr. Fenwick was shot and killed on the first shot. No doctor in town to save his life. So we decided to name the bar Fenwick's. Again, the history of the building is more than what I could have imagined when I started reading everything that Bob had shared with me. Our basement is called Cellar 56. Now, there have been a few fires at this hotel. One fire happened, I think, in 56, obviously, and then there was another one in 63. The cellar is named after one of those fires, the cellar 56. It's a unique room. It's got a speakeasy look to it. It's got burnt. The char from the fire is still on the large brick walls downstairs. Again, that speakeasy. We have it's a place that can cater events. We do events down there. We had a murder mystery down there. We had a couple of themed dinners as well. But it's such a unique place. Another fire happened, I think, in 63. And actually, I think a person was smoking in bed. Correct me if I'm wrong, Herb, but I think he was smoking in bed, fell asleep, mattress caught on fire, woke up, they doused the mattress, and of course, they did the thing that anybody would do, they would put the mattress in the hall. He went back to bed, the mattress caught on fire again, and the building caught on fire. There are actually some pictures, I think, of that particular fire I had a chance to see in the newspaper, and I believe someone was hanging actually from
On the window.
the window, yeah.
What year was that?
63.
That was the first one, I think.
Was that the 56? And then
1956?
63, yes. So the cellar actually survived the fire. That fire happened in 63, so we named cellar 56 as that room that survived. But there have been a few little brushes with fire in the building. Now, rumor has it that the place is haunted. So,
Of course.
I believe it actually could be. A couple of situations that my wife and I experienced. A bottle of wine flying off the wall onto the floor. Possibility. We had a delivery man that wouldn't go downstairs. He felt that I think someone spoke to him down there that wasn't there. Not really sure, but it's a unique story in and of itself.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
The additional history, the first television in St. Genevieve County was actually in the hotel.
Really?
For heaven's sake.
I think just kind of, we just opened the hotel upstairs in, when was it, August?
It was August.
Yeah. This year.
And I think something that unique, Bill Netter come up with the idea of it, but on each window that you look out across the street, it has a picture on the wall that shows what used to be there. Like the old bank was on that one corner, and the other corner was the old Elder Shirt Factory. And so you can look at that picture and it'll explain what was across the street. And
Oh.
it's caught a lot of attention.
Yeah, that sounds very
Yeah.
interesting.
So you have the old Rozier house then too, huh?
We do.
You have a picture of that?
You have a picture of that?
It's
That
across
was
the
so
parking lot,
pretty, yeah.
That's probably the most interesting one, of course,
Yeah.
there's other.
I have a jug from their porch.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
a brown jug, yeah.
Yeah.
It's unique. Our whole theme of the restaurant is where the past meets the present. And in such a historical building and knowing the history of the people that have been into the restaurant, people that have, that traveled into the community. So we wanted to bring back as much of that history as we could.
Right.
So a lot of the pictures you'll see, some of the pictures in the restaurant.
Yeah, my mom was a night clerk there from the time she retired from Famous Bar in St. Louis until Herb and them bought it.
Really,
Yep,
it's,
from the 70s, late 70s to they bought it, yeah.
well, if you remember the rooms when they were 13, and if you'd see the rooms now, unbelievable difference.
Yeah.
We have one, as again, Herb told you, we have 7. One room is a true suite, and it is 2 separate rooms in the room. You have lockout abilities, and we have king beds in all but one room. We have 2 queens in our 7th room. The first room has a small kitchen area, kitchenette. You have a sofa sleeper in the other room, but it's an air mattress sofa sleeper. That thing is the most comfortable thing you'll sleep on. Next to our actual king beds, that's the most comfortable thing you'll sleep on. The mattresses are amazing. Got those local. Then it's very, very comfortable. We have an ADA room, handicap accessible room. So it's wheelchair accessible. We, of course, put an elevator in the building. That was not originally there. We have a room that sits right on the corner looking at the Show Me shop. We were able to keep one wall exposed, the brick wall exposed there, which is kind of like a bridal suite. And each one of the rooms are named after one of Audubon's birds. So we have, the first room is the Lincoln Finch, the second is the Golden Eagle, the third room is the, that's it. No, not the third room, is, oh, I can't believe it. Escaped
That's
me.
okay.
He's
It'll
right.
come to me.
That's okay.
But there, you know, and then we have the final room, room 7 is 2 queens, double vanity, kitchen area. It's a junior suite. So very comfortable. Have a breakfast room as well upstairs. And then, of course, you know, the food downstairs is, as far as I'm concerned, unmatched. It's gorgeous, great. It's just unbelievable.
Yes.
So we try to do events throughout the course of each month. We've had murder mystery, we've had theme dinners, wine tasting dinners, bourbon tasting, beer tasting, all paired, cooking demonstrations, cooking classes. So we try to do a variety of things to get people engaged. And it's a place where you can come back, relax, kick back, you know, share old memories, create new memories.
You have a Valentine's Day
We do. We
coming
do.
up.
Yeah, coming up. So we're going to actually run that on Thursday the 14th, Friday the 15th, and Saturday the 16th.
I was
All 3
looking at
nights.
the menu.
Menu looks really good, really good. So we have a couple of twin lobster tails. We've got a his and hers ribeye and filet combo meal. We've got tutamari, which is pasta, chicken dish, and flaming desserts, tableside flaming desserts. The chef will
How about
come
that?
to your table and light it up. So,
Everything's
so we're
on.
busy. We're busy at Audubon's.
That's great.
It's,
Do you have a calendar that's got all your events, or?
I have it on my phone, Iris. Yeah,
Oh,
we do. We have a
okay.
few things going on. We've got, of course, the chocolate walk in the community. We have
Right.
we actually have another crawfish party coming up.
Oh.
That's going to be in March. We're doing Cajun the entire month of March. So Cajun food will be our features. We do features on every weekend. The features are in addition to our regular menu, and they're phenomenal. But so we are doing crawfish boil. We're going to have a Ash Wednesday. We're going to have some Cajun food then as well. Of course, Cajun food throughout the month of March. So we're getting ready. We're getting geared up. And of course, all the holidays and all the events that happen in the community, you know, we try to do things that you know, that match. We had Santa Claus come in, as a matter of fact, in December.
and Lagioni.
And the Lagiones, absolutely, they came in for New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Busy
Do you
night.
still have the Tuesday evening?
We have on Thursday we have build your own pasta. You come in and, you know, the chef will create your pasta. Give you a variety of things, whatever you want. You write it down, he'll prepare it. For a while we had steak, taters, and gravy. We're not doing that. We do prime rib every Friday, Saturday. Fresh seafood on Saturday as well.
But to answer your question, did we do, right, in December, we didn't have any because of the holidays and everything, but we have, on Tuesday, we have the
What do you
Community
call
Tuesday.
that?
Community Tuesday. We
Community,
give 10% of everything we take in from 4 to closing, I think it is.
Yes. Mhm.
So if any organization, it's
That's very charitable.
not-for-profit organization, right, we give 10% of all the proceeds.
Right.
Yeah, that's very charitable.
Give back to the community. It's a great
Right.
community.
Yeah, we do
Okay.
have a great community
We do.
here.
We do.
Very, very
Oh,
generous.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, contact us if you have an organization. It's a great fundraiser. Again, we were very, very busy this past year with Community Tuesday, and we look forward to a really busy Community Tuesday coming up this year. We had one a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. It was very, very busy. So
That's great.
that's what's happening at the Audubon.
Okay, well, that's great.
It's so good to
Very
hear the
beautiful
background
place,
of it,
for
and how
sure.
it got to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Now it went down and back up again a few times. You know, it's
Yes,
bounced back.
it has
uh-huh.
bounced back.
Did Mr. Audubon have very much to do with the hotel and such?
Oh, no, not at all. He left in
Just his name,
1811.
huh?
But it was called Hotel Audubon at one time, right, Herbie?
Back through the years, it was called Hotel Audubon.
It was also called the City Hotel at one time.
Okay.
So it had several names.
And then you decided to call it the Audubon then? Uh-huh. That's good. I like that name.
Not to digress, but do you know, like, much about his time in St. Genevieve?
They're actually, the Art Guild, we have a great little museum as you come into the hotel that explains
seen that.
everything about his stay and his partnership with Rozier, Ferdinand Rozier. They parted as friends, but there's quite a bit of history. I don't know as much as I should know about it. He left, he came back, and then left again. His time in St. Gen was brief.
What was he doing with Rozier?
They had a mercantile business, I believe.
With Rogers, yeah.
Mhm.
And the hearsay about it anyway is that the Rogers and Audubon was in business together, and I think the Rogers got tired of him. He was always out in the woods,
Painting.
These birds.
birds,
Drawing
painting,
birds, yeah.
Not doing any of the work.
killing birds. He
Yeah.
would shoot them, and then that's how he'd paint them.
Oh,
And they said how many, some days he would kill like 100 birds or so
Oh, my
to
gosh.
back out.
Oh,
And so
my
he killed a
gosh.
lot of birds to make
I
his
just,
paintings.
all of a sudden, I don't like Mr.
At
Audubon.
the art guild meeting the other night, whoa, don't fall. Did
So
break.
anyway, I don't know.
Hopefully not.
What'd you say?
At the art guild meeting the other night, Carolyn had one of the, they're doing an art history tour, in the art guild is in St. Gen, and they're putting together a lot of information. So she had a bird that he drew when he was here, one of the first ones, and as he progressed, they got wonderful. But the first bird
Worked a little rough.
was, right, I mean, it was, you could tell the difference from beginning to, like, everything. I mean, like,
Well,
all
Carolyn
of it.
did an amazing job, by the way, on the research.
She
for
did.
Audubon.
And Ian, that is a great history to go in there and read that.
Yes.
In that
At the
hallway.
restaurant?
Yes.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
in
The
hotel.
yes,
At the hotel.
At the base of the
Lobby.
steps.
Okay.
In the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that the one you go
Go-
in
it's
the
a-
door on the Merchant Street?
Merchant Street side, yes.
On the Merchant Street side there, where you go into the hotel.
I'll have to check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the, going up the steps in the
Yes.
hallway right before you go up the steps.
I'd like to
Really
see
nice.
that too. I want to see that.
And then you have two paintings. Is that of him? Who is that? Is that Audubon? Yeah.
That's him. We have one in the entrance, as you come in from Main Street entrance, and then one in the hotel lobby. It's a painting of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, great history and great place.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having us, we appreciate it.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
welcome. Okay, so now we'll move to Mr. Ian.
Should I stay here?
You can come up here if you
come up
want
here.
to, or you can stay there.
You can be seen.
He can pick you up either, anywhere you're sitting.
Who's controlling the camera?
Downstairs, Charlie.
Ah, okay. Hi, Charlie.
He's our buddy. He's,
Yeah, he's a good one.
oh, yeah.
Nice guy. Okay, so let's hear, you went to Valley High School
Yeah.
and you graduated in,
Yeah, so my name's Ian Fisher. I was here years ago.
yes,
Who's who. I
You
don't
were.
know when that was, maybe 6 years ago?
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
When Mary Ann was still around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I went to Valley. My parents are Brad and Jean Fisher. You all know.
They have
And-
the,
Water tower.
Yeah, the Water Tower Winery.
gotta
Yeah.
plug them.
Yeah, I got a plug. And yeah, I went to Valley, and then I studied politics at Webster University in St. Louis, and then I continued my studies in Vienna, Austria, and basically stayed in Europe after that. So I've been in Europe for the last 10 years. In Vienna, and then I moved to Berlin for 5 years, Germany, and then to Munich for a little while to do a theater piece, and to Dachau I had an artist in residence there for a year, and then I just moved back to Vienna recently, but I travel back and forth all the time. And I've been a professional musician for the last decade, touring around Europe and North America. Yeah, usually playing between 60 and 120 shows a year. And yeah, I've released 13 albums in the last 10 years and written about 1,500 songs.
So how many is in your group?
I usually play, it depends. Sometimes I play alone, sometimes I play as a duo, and sometimes I play as a 4 or 5 piece band.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
always under my name, yeah, with the songs that I've written.
And do you still paint?
I paint a little, not as much as I did.
You were great, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
In that little boxy room. at
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, in the
At
art room. The little box room.
I used to paint in the closet at Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's this big place.
Yeah,
and-
it was fun. It was nice to have a
And he
little
was in the
privacy during
closet.
school. No, it was fun.
You said you were, excuse me, you said you were studying, I'm sorry, was it law?
Politics.
Politics.
Yeah, political science.
And you went to Europe. Did you go to Europe to study
Yeah, I
political
continued
science?
my studies.
Okay,
in
and when
political
did you
science.
start your
I started
musical
playing
career?
music when I was 13.
Okay.
But I basically started my career while I was over there. I played at a bunch of the wineries and cafes here before I moved to Europe.
Okay.
But
I still have one of your first records.
really?
Oh, yes.
You should throw that away.
No, I play it once in a while.
Oh,
I
no.
love
You're the only one. You're the one that plays it. You and my grandma are both my grandmas.
I do. It's
And
very
your grandma's
relaxing.
probably watching right now.
Oh,
isn't
definitely.
she?
She's
Yeah.
the one that told me.
I know.
Told me
She
to come
called
down.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've released a lot of music since then, so
Oh, have you?
you should
I have
listen to one of the
I
new
have
ones.
to get an update.
Yeah. I'm playing at our winery on February 2nd. So
February 2nd.
next weekend, yeah. And a friend of
You
mine.
are?
Hmm?
You're going to be there on the second, huh?
Yeah, at the Water Tower Winery on February 2nd. So next Saturday, but it's the same night as the King's Ball.
I know.
What time?
Yeah. I think it starts pretty early for me. I think you should call my grandma. She knows. I think that doors open around 6, and we'll probably start music around 7. And a friend of mine from Australia is going to play as well.
And how late will you be playing?
I won't go too late, but you could leave early if you want.
Well, I was thinking more like starting at the King's Ball and then coming.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. So if you start at the King's Ball and then
'Cause that's
If-
close to where I live. And
if,
so it
if
wouldn't-
you wear your colonial garb, you'll get half
if I
price.
can get in.
Or if you found the bean, then you'll get in for free.
No.
No, but yeah, a good friend of mine who lives in Vienna, but who is from Australia. He's a blues musician named Somerset, and he'll be playing. And then
He's
I'll
from
play.
Australia?
Australia. That's confusing.
no,
Not Austria,
not-
but Australia. the
Oh,
one with
okay.
yeah. The kangaroos, not the schnitzel.
Yeah, okay. Carolyn lived there for several years.
Really?
Our Argo president, yes.
In Australia?
Uh-huh.
Wow, I've never been there. That's far away.
Yeah, like a long way.
Yeah,
for
that's even
sure.
further away than Europe.
I have
Yeah,
always
it
wanted
is.
to go to Australia.
We went to Hawaii, and there was 2 girls on the plane when we did the island tour.
Yeah.
They were on the plane with us, Dave and I, and the 2 girls. And it took them like a whole day
Yeah.
to get to Hawaii.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to come to your house.
No way.
That is too far. That's too
I
long in
would.
the air.
Yeah, I think about those sports teams like college basketball or
I
football
know.
Oh, my
teams. that
gosh.
Are, yeah, they have to
Yeah.
travel all the time. That would kill me.
Oh.
I,
Yeah,
I-
because when you're in that plane, you get plumb sick of the blue and the white.
Yeah.
I just close my eyes and go to sleep.
Yeah. But I've flown across the Atlantic a lot, but the Pacific's even further.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was counting, and this next trip will be my 40th time across the Atlantic
40
Ocean.
times. Oh my
Oh, my
gosh.
lands.
Yeah, my
Well, you
carbon
come-
footprint's pretty big.
You come home, what, about every 3 years, every 4 years?
No. I usually come back once or sometimes twice or 3 times a year.
A year?
Yeah,
Oh, do you?
because because I'm a touring musician, I don't go to work every day for somebody else. I mean,
Yeah.
I sit on my computer all day organizing tours and recording sessions and stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
I could do that anywhere.
Yeah, I know, I didn't hear you were in town that much.
Yeah,
just
well,
hear
I mean,
every
I
once
come
in a while
back and then
you're
go
in
to
here.
Nashville or go to New York and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay,
So
you're
it's not
just
that
back
I'm-
in the States,
Yeah.
and you're in by to see Grandma and Mom and Dad.
Yeah, but I usually stay out on the farm for a while.
Oh, do you?
See the family. It's always nice to come back.
Yes,
Yeah.
It is.
so, I believe you're a musician,
That's true, that's true. So
and I see
brought
an
my guitar.
instrument.
Well, you
didn't
can
know-
entertain us, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I could play a song or two.
Sure.
Please.
Yeah. It's gonna take me a second to.
That's
Oh,
okay.
yeah, tune it up a little.
Your music's good paint by. I put it in, I
You,
put
uh,
his spread. Oh, golly, it's been a long time ago since I played his record.
Yeah, that was probably 15
Nice
years
stick-
ago.
It is, every bit. I put it in there and I paint by it.
Really? Oh, man.
It's good relaxing music.
Your grandma likes that music too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're my biggest fans. Here, I actually, I have a CD, so this is actually my new CD. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday.
There
for
you
all
go.
the listeners.
Oh, how about
And
that?
it's even got a snake on it.
Is that? No, what is that? Is that a snake? What's
Yeah,
on
that's
there?
a snake.
Yeah, the name of the album's Idle Hands, and it was
trouble.
kinda-
Oh, it's wrapped around a hand.
yeah,
Idle
Yeah,
hands
yeah.
get in trouble.
yeah, they do the devil's work.
Even the ones that aren't idle get in trouble sometimes.
Yeah. No, but after studying politics and traveling around so much, I think about that stuff a lot, and that influences some of the songs I write. And this song.
Now, did you write all of these? No, you didn't write My Eyes Have Seen the Glory. That was a dumb
No,
question.
yeah, I wrote that.
That-
It's
Oh, it's
it's
different
kind of a
than the
inversion
real
of
one.
that
Oh,
song.
okay, so you wrote all these?
yeah, I've written
Oh, okay.
hundreds and thousands of songs,
Yeah, I know you
but I wish that I could put them all out, but it cost a lot of money to make a record.
have. It does.
It'd be
Yes.
easy
And no
to
one
see
buys
the
them.
difference.
Yeah.
Nobody
yeah.
buys them.
No, everybody listens to them for free on the internet.
Yeah, that's what happens now. Social media is good and bad.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah. You got to take the good with the bad, though. Could be worse. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to travel around so much if we were just
yeah.
communicating with smoke signals.
Right.
Idle hands doing the devil's work, and I've been twiddling my thumbs, thinking of doing wrong. Idle hands gonna keep me clean, gonna wash me of my sins with new sins. Oh. Oh, 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 idle hands doing the devil's work, and I've been waiting outside your door so long. I've been moving earth to get down to hell, to find some work to do. 'Cause without you, I gotta give the devil his due. Oh, 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 when you're all alone so long, you can't tell the difference between right and wrong. You can't hardly listen to a song about devil's work, and I've been twiddling my thumbs, thinking of doing wrong. Idle hands are gonna keep me clean, are gonna wash me of my sins with new sins. Idle hands. Idle hands.
Good.
Just sound different than my records.
She said that's different than her record.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Gotten,
Yeah, I've played a few thousand concerts since then.
yes, the quality's gone up.
Yeah,
It's good.
thank you, thank you, thank
The
you.
one I've got is good, but.
Really? The one you got's good? Oh man, I don't think that old CD is very good. Remember you talking about that first sketch that Autobahn did, and then the last ones? That's how I
we all
feel.
progress through life.
That's how we
That's how we grow up,
move along,
how we mature.
one day at a time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. One record at a time.
Well, it's wonderful to see you again.
Yeah.
To hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
It's good to be back.
Thank you.
How long are
very
you
much.
staying?
I'll be here till, I guess, February 17th. And then I'll head back. Play some shows around Europe. Start working on another record.
Do you have any shows to do around the area while you're here? Or?
Yeah, on February 2nd, I'll play at the Water Tower Winery.
Yeah, and then any others?
I'll play in St. Louis on February 1st at Off Broadway.
Oh, yes.
Do you know that?
I know where it is. I've never been there.
Right by the Lemp Brewery. I'm gonna head down to Nashville for a few days. I might play there, but let's see.
You just go down there and hang out?
I have some friends down there,
Oh, okay.
and I just go down and spend some time with them while I'm there, or while I'm in the U.S. And, write some songs and such.
Great.
Should I play any more?
Well, sure.
Yeah, play another one.
What do you guys feel like? I could play one of mine or an old folk song, something, I don't know.
Whatever you.
One of mine?
Yep.
Let's see. Maybe. I was thinking about your haunted house.
Oh, we
Have you got a song to fit with that one? You do.
I volunteer with the Bolduca.
He might write a song about it.
You gotta be careful.
And I've run into a
Yeah?
time or two, yeah.
Oh man.
I'm
That's a
in,
weird feeling.
I work with the archives, and we worked upstairs in the Linden House. And it would just be me and this other lady. And every once in a while, this overpowering, musty odor would come around and just hang around me while I'd say, I've had enough of this stink, go away. And it would go away.
Listen.
Pretty soon, it didn't come back.
Yeah. When I tour around all the time, sometimes I stay in really nice places, and sometimes I stay in the opposite of really nice places. And last year, I was down in Nashville, and I stayed at this place, and it was one of the rather not nice places. And I was in there, and I just felt this weird energy the whole time. I didn't see anything. I didn't smell anything. I didn't have any wine bottles thrown off the wall. But I definitely felt something, and I started writing a song about it. So this is one of the newer ones. It's not recorded.
This old house has got a name that I don't know. Big trees in the yard. The way the highway sings like a ghost through the light and dark. I never listened to it quite so close to the passing cars. Is when I thought it was a voice from God telling me how far I had gotten from home. I hadn't gotten from home. How far I had gotten from home. I had gotten from home. How far I had gotten. Something in the way that I hate myself sometimes makes it easier to try. Being anybody but me, myself, or I'm dead or alive. Oh, I was a ghost. Oh, I was a ghost. Oh, but I survived. I can still smell the death in the room. And I was running for my life, and I'm running still. I've been running for home. I've been running for home. How far? I've been running. I've been running for home. I've been running for home. How far? I've been running. I've been running. How far?
I like that.
I caught that.
I like that.
I thought you liked that. Smelled
Well,
like
a lady, because a lady did die, and she fell down the steps and died. And Lorraine Stang's sister.
And you think she was the one that smelled?
I don't know. It didn't quite smell like that. But it was just a musty old
Yeah.
odor.
That's the old devilly smell, huh?
Yes.
Oh, that was
That's-
beautiful.
I mean, this has been a comfortable evening, good evening.
Yeah.
Oh, it has been. Oh, I'm Tricia.
Oh, Mary Ann's so happy. And
About the CD?
Yes, I am.
Should I sign it? I could sign it. I think I got a pen.
Oh, wonderful. Let me,
Here, I've opened millions of CDs. Should have brought more. There's going to be plenty of CDs out at the winery on February 2nd.
There you go.
Yeah. So, what should I write?
Mary Ann,
Mary Ann, what you want him to write?
I don't know.
to a pretty lady.
Yeah.
a treasure. A treasure of music. Put that with my other one.
Yeah, this you better save the cover on it.
Oh, I have.
One of these days it'll be worth money.
Because it's not now.
It is to me.
That's all that counts.
There.
Because I think it's because I know
Don't
the
touch it
family.
now.
Yeah.
Can you read my handwriting? Hieroglyphics? You can share it.
Oh, thank
She
you.
won't share.
Oh, no.
I'll take this and play this one. I turn
Well.
everything off and put my CDs on.
Play that one that you wrote. My eyes have seen the glory. I want to hear what you did to it.
Okay. It's just,
Oh,
it's not really based on that song musically.
oh, okay.
Oh,
It's,
You just used the name.
yeah, you know,
Okay.
I think anybody who's been in a relationship knows kind of that point between, like, when you meet somebody, you fall in love with the idea of them, and then eventually, hopefully, sometimes you fall in love with the person behind that idea. And it was kind of about that segue.
Okay.
And also about being in a relationship with somebody who changes a lot. And so the exciting process of feeling like you're in a relationship with like 10 different people when they change all the time,
Oh, my.
it's nice.
this is,
This is My Eyes Have Seen the Glory.
oh gosh.
There's a way you let me know you wanna stay or you wanna go. You don't say. Yes, I know. And yesterday ain't no rule for today or tomorrow. 'Cause my eyes have seen the glory of you walking through the door, different than the way you came before, changing up your story, depending who they're for. I saw you through each one a little more. Little more. There's a place I wanna go. At the end of the day, at the end of the road, just you. Just you and me. Where you can be anybody that you wanna be with me. 'Cause my eyes have seen the glory of you walking through the door, different than the way you came before, changing up your stories depending who they're for. I saw you through each one a little more, a little more.
Yeah.
It's so nice to hear someone sing and say a lot of words and tell a story. You hear some of this music now, and I think there's 3 words to the song.
Yeah. How many of those songs do you know? You know all of them?
On that album?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, yeah. I just
I
released
mean-
that album a few months ago. I know all those
She's-
songs. But
Okay,
of,
and-
of all the songs I've written,
Yeah.
I'd like to forget the majority.
Oh,
There's some pretty terrible ones in there. Yeah. Yeah.
But can you, I mean, you can just recall most of them?
No.
No.
I mean, I write them all down and record them on my phone,
Oh, okay.
or else I'd forget everything.
Okay.
But, I mean, I probably know a couple, maybe 100 or more off the top of my head of mine.
Mhm.
But, yeah, I'd
He's
rather
written over
forget the
1,000,
majority.
so.
Yeah, that's good if you,
No, but I write a lot, and most of it's just to throw away. It's just the practice
Oh.
of it. Oh, trust me.
Oh,
But I mean, you
Don't
have to
throw 'em too
write a bunch
far.
of bad songs before you write a good one.
Don't throw them too
Yeah.
far, you just,
Those three were good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank
yeah.
you. Yeah. But if you're in town and you're not going to the King's Ball, then
Come
come out
see
to the
me
winery.
and-
I'll
on
tell you what,
Saturday.
depends on whether I can get into that dress again this year.
Excuses,
call me,
excuses.
because I want to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you can't come to that, then you could always go to my website. It's just my name.
Listen to them free, huh?
And listen to them for free.
Oh, no.
Or you could also buy them online. If
Oh, okay.
people do that nowadays.
Do you get, I don't know if you call it royalty or
Yeah.
something for offering them?
Yeah, but it's really low. So like with Spotify or iTunes, like a lot of the streaming stuff nowadays, so there's a difference. Like there are sites like iTunes where you can go and you pay like $1 for a song, basically like a digital thing, and then it's on your computer. I would probably get maybe, yeah, somewhere between 50 and 70 cents for that.
That much?
Yeah, but that happens basically never nowadays
Yeah.
because people stream music now, so they're not going to go and buy a song when they could listen to every song that was ever recorded just by having a membership to
Yeah.
Spotify or
Yeah.
any of these music sites now. And so with Spotify, I get roughly 0.0034 cents per play. So I need to be played a few hundred times before I make 1 cent. Yeah, so I do get royalties, but it's extremely low. And the only way you make money from that is if you have just millions of plays. And unfortunately, I'm not Beyonce, and that's not happening. Or I
don't know
don't
what-
make
I
like
don't know
pop
if that's
country.
unfortunate or
Yeah, that's
not.
true. That's true. I know that there are ways that I could do it, but I would have to make like pop country music and sell my
Oh,
soul,
no,
or
no.
I don't know, make silly music
No,
that I
your music
hated.
is unique.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay with
It
you.
I-
is. It is.
I like all kinds of music. I just like music. But I like something I can understand and I don't have to hold my ears shut to listen to it, you know.
You try to hear the words over the music.
Hmm.
Half the time you can't hear nothing except boom, 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 boom.
That one's with a band now, so
Oh,
it's not crazy loud, but it's going to be louder than sitting in here.
Oh, this is going to be louder. Oh,
But you can turn it down on your stereo. You know?
okay. Because your other one I played is nice.
It's good background music too. You're gonna like it. Don't worry.
It's good. I play my records a lot, my CDs a lot. Because you can concentrate, you know, you can put your canvas in front of you and you got this beautiful background just
I
blows you away.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. It sounds very. It has a bit of a retro feel. So when we recorded that, we were really inspired by like 1970s songwriters like James Taylor, Bill Withers, and stuff like this. Like the Rolling Stone called it half Americana, half Abbey Road worthy pop. So
how about
somewhere
that?
in between there.
I like your other one.
Sounds like a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment to me. To the Rolling Stone write that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Yeah.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
that's,
So much, I really
Yeah,
appreciate
it's a
it.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Next.
made my grandma happy.
We
Happy,
did.
Marcella?
Marcella's really happy. No doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll be there with bells on.
Oh yeah, front row.
And all of her friends.
Requesting Johnny Cash.
And all of her friends around the table, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I know. Might as well be the grandma.
That's right.
Yep, grandmas won't live forever. Have to please them.
That's true. But thanks for having me.
Yes,
You
and
are
thank
more
you for
than
coming.
welcome.
Next time you're in town,
Please.
have grandma give me a call or just come back. Yeah.
Yes, just come.
We're
take
the
me
second and the fourth Wednesday, so
Okay.
you're welcome anytime,
Anytime, anytime.
as long as they don't kick us off. Yeah.
And Herb and,
Well, we got 15 more
Thank you.
minutes.
well,
Do what now?
As long as they don't discontinue us.
Oh, yeah.
it's not
Yeah, we
kidding.
might get fired
Last
by
show
the
they cut
city.
us off at the,
Yeah.
what, 7 years? Jeff wouldn't shut up. So he cut
We
him
thank
off.
you for allowing us to come on too, so. thank you very
Oh, well, I'm glad you
You
did.
did what? I didn't miss that.
Thank you.
He said he had thanked us for allowing him
Thanks
to
for
come
allowing
on.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't-
anytime.
you can come back
Anytime you've got
anytime you want
something
to.
going.
We like people.
We do.
We think
Anytime you
St.
wanna
John
promote.
has so much that there's really,
Well,
It does.
that's,
I mean, anybody's welcome to come because there's always so much information that people don't know.
I know.
And that's what we're here for, is so the public knows what's going on in St.
Thank you
John.
for coming.
Thank you, pleasure.
Yep. So thank you for coming, and thank you for
you have any
coming.
big deal coming on later or something? Come on in, let us know.
Yeah,
Okay, so good night, everyone out there. Go to the Audubon, go to the King's Ball.
Go to the winery.
the Water Tower Winery on the 2nd,
On the night of the King's Ball.
on the night of the King's Ball.
Perfect timing.
Make it a whole evening, dinner at the Audubon,
Exactly,
King's Ball, and
just
then
go
music.
out and run around St. John. There's
Trifecta.
always something going on.
There is.
So good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
Yeah.
night. And thank